He was the anchor man, and he finally retired.
What do you think he's doing in retirement now, as we look back here?
I'm relaxing. Taking it easy.
It's got to suck. Tom Brokaw, you reported all the heavy news that hit us in this generation, and now, what do you think he's doing? Seriously, did he take up badminton or something?
He would love to have talked about the bombings in London, but nothing. He had to sit there and watch it on television.
I bet he pontificates around his friends and annoys them. Like, something happened, he goes, well, you know, and I think no, and nor do we care.
No one cares, Tom.
This is what I think of Tom Brokaw.
Oh, no.
What do you think?
You had nothing.
Fucking girl farts.
Nothing came out.
What was that?
I had something, but I figured if I pushed a little harder...
Oh, it was going to all come out?
I think Tom Brokaw's a turtle.
If I pushed any harder, I would have been playing bingo in my underpants.
This is what I think of Tom Brokaw. I'm shitting myself.
That's right.
That's right.
Tom Brokaw looks like rice pudding.
Tom Brokaw retires. We discuss it. Check it out. Laser sounds right here.
The worst of Opie and Anthony.
All right, well, last night was a very sad day, Anthony.
Oh, sad?
Very sad day in broadcasting.
Yes.
It was Tom Brokaw's last night.
Yeah,
doing the NBC Nightly News.
You got to give it to the guy. Pretty dignified. I think he...
I liked him the best out of the three.
No real scandals.
Peter Jennings
involving him.
Peter Jennings is good.
Except
smooth.
for
a liberal
tax
douche.
cunts.
Huh?
Peter Jennings is a liberal douche.
The Canadian.
Yeah, of course.
Well, there's Tom right now as we talk about him. Doing his last broadcast.
Saying good night for the last time.
So, he did his last broadcast last night.
Getting a little choked up, a little teary-eyed.
It was pretty much Tom Brokaw day all day long on NBC yesterday.
On NBC. Isn't that funny when that happens? The other stations just don't even hit on it. But it's the hugest news ever on Channel 4 and the NBC stations.
Oh, they go in for the close-up to see his teary eyes.
Watch his mouth just acrobatics trying to wrap his lips around the words.
So there was an uncomfortable moment on the Today Show yesterday morning.
Oh, they figured they would break out the champagne and the Today Show. Tom started on the Today Show years ago. He was on there. And they figured they would give him a little toast, a little send-off.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy starts, getting all choked up. It's just, you don't want to see that. It's like watching your dad get all choked up.
Thank God we'll never get to that point.
Huh?
We'll never get to that point where we know it's our last broadcast.
No, we get thrown off.
Yeah, we'll go out in a blaze of glory, thank God, because I don't want to be old and have to look at Anthony for the last time and go, this is the last time I'm going to see you.
This is the last show.
Right.
I remember when we started. Whip 'em out Wednesday.
It's safe to say that'll never happen.
No.
We will blow this up again, and that'll be it. That's the way to go out.
We get fired in our prime.
You don't want
we do.
You don't want anyone telling you it's over. You just want to blow it up yourself.
Have to look at Slappy and Wappy waiting to take your seat the next day.
Yeah.
Young go-getters. Hey, O&A, big fans, grew up listening to you guys. It's going to be so exciting to take your places. That's very good. Let me give you boys some advice. Yeah, great. Okay, yeah. Goodbye.
Right.
Could you just, get your seat out of here? It smells like hemorrhoid cream. Oh, you got to be that guy.
It's like that movie with Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicholson.
Nicholson, sorry. No.
I just watched it last night. About Schmidt.
Holy S. Dude, that movie's so depressing.
I know.
That I laugh really hard.
It's horrible.
I look at that as a comedy.
It's a horrible movie.
It's hilarious.
He's retiring, and his life is just like a waste. And
he's retiring, and they throw him the retirement dinner, and they give him a stupid watch, and the new guy. That's what reminded me of
the young go-getter.
The young go-getter's waiting to take over for him, and he was, he was the center of attention as a retirement party, and everything's great. And then remember when he has nothing to do and he goes back to the office and he's trying to teach the go-getter how it's done and give him some advice. And just like you said, the go-getter's like, whatever.
Sure.
And then he leaves the office and he sees all the files that he collected for 20, 30 years in the dumpster.
Yep.
Dude, I laughed so freaking hard at that.
They're in the dumpster? I don't remember that part.
Oh, he walks past he leaves the office after trying to give this new kid some advice, how the job's done and stuff, because he has all this expertise and knowledge that he built up over the years. And the kid can't be bothered because I forget why. I think he's got, a lunch appointment or he's just distracted, right? So then Jack finally leaves the office and he sees the dumpster with his old files.
His whole body of work, everything he lived and worked for years and years and years amounted to garbage. And he is being replaced, and, they got their ways, and they don't even need his files. Like, I'm sure he assumed if they came upon a problem, they could look in his files and reference what he did and stuff, and it just meant nothing. I laughed so hard at that movie. When he comes home and the vacuum sound is going.
Exactly.
And his wife is
Can I explain why that movie's really funny?
Oh, funny?
Yeah, because they're pulling at your heartstrings, okay?
Yeah,
I got that.
trying.
I got that early on, that this is going to be a brutal movie about everything going wrong with an older guy with his life, right? But they pushed it to the limit that I couldn't be sad anymore. I just started laughing because you just knew what was coming. You're like, oh, it's going to get worse than this. Then he comes home and the vacuum cleaner's running and his wife's dead.
Wife's dead on the floor with her shoe off. She's laying there on her stomach. The vacuum she was using is still running, so it's just you hear the vacuum going, and her feet are all askew, and one shoe is hanging off.
Yeah,
right where she just dropped dead.
That's exactly the way you'd find somebody dead. I love that scene too with the vacuum going.
Yeah,
awful.
So I was with the movie, and what they were trying to bring across, but then it got so ridiculous. I took it the other way. I'm like, now this is really funny.
Yeah.
When he takes the mobile home across the country to see his daughter, who could care less about him.
I know, yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's pulling up to his childhood home. I already knew that was just going to be something else.
He had a little smile on his face. He was so excited to go back to his childhood home that was there, 60 years ago.
Right, and I already knew that it was just going to be just brutal. I started laughing. I actually got yelled at. There was a bunch of ladies watching the film behind me, and they started yelling at me like, that's not funny. And it turns out to be a tire store?
A tire store.
His old childhood home.
His old house
where
was
he has
knocked
all these
down.
memories.
And there wasn't even a hint that a house had been there.
Right.
It's like a tire store and a big parking lot around
Wasn't he in the middle of the tire store going, this is about where my bedroom was or something like that?
He goes, I grew up here.
Right.
And the guy goes,
yeah, whatever,
the tire
dude.
store?
You want some radials?
And he's like,
you
yep.
care less.
Yeah, no one cared about him at all.
Now, that's one of those movies, it wasn't supposed to be a comedy, but they took it so far that I couldn't help but laugh. Couldn't help but laugh.
That horrific scene that got all the publicity was, what's her face?
Kathy Bates being
Kathy
naked.
Bates
Kathy
naked,
Bates,
getting into the hot tub.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. What a world of hurt.
Yeah, that was a little rough.
I think she's showing up tomorrow for Cherry Darts. I think Steve booked her.
Did you like that movie, though?
No, it was one of those movies that was just kind of on. And then I was looking over my shoulder as I was playing EverQuest 2 and kind of paying attention to it. And it just ends kind of.
Yeah, I go to movies like Tuesday afternoons with the old ladies. That's what they do, I guess, on Tuesdays. And I was leaving the movie theater just going, man, that was a great comedy. I swear to God.
It was a very depressing movie.
It was depressing. I'll explain it. So then walking out, and the old ladies are just pissed off. They're like, I thought that was supposed to be a comedy. And I'm saying to myself, it was for me.
They thought it was supposed to be a comedy?
Yeah, because I guess the coming attractions for that movie, they showed all the kind of funny moments.
Ha-ha.
No, there were funny moments in the movie, and they strung those together, and we were talking about this yesterday, how they market movies in a weird way. And so they market that movie like it was kind of a dark comedy.
Yeah.
And it certainly wasn't.
Well, I got it confused. Funny you say that. I got the movie confused with that other movie that came out with Jack Nicholson.
Dude, I've been making that mistake my whole life.
And
every time I'm thinking of the actor or the golfer, I have to consciously think of his name.
What was the comedy he was just in?
Don't tell me that awful one with him and the girl.
That wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
it really
they
wasn't
scream
that
at
bad.
each other. They both see each other naked.
With Kay Corleone, there.
Not as good as it gets. With Diane Keaton.
Diane Keaton.
That wasn't that bad.
I didn't see it, but I thought. Now, last night I thought that's what was on. I thought that was the movie.
Oh, okay.
So as I'm watching it, I'm waiting for the funny, and there he is retiring, and his life is in the garbage, and his wife is dead on the floor. I'm like, wait, is this the movie with Diane Keaton?
What's the name of that movie?
As good as it gets?
No, that's the Oscar winner.
Something's got to give. Thank you,
Something's got to
Derek.
give.
Yeah, something's got to give.
Ugh.
Yeah, like that would happen in real life. He'd blow off the hot piece of ass for the old hag. No. I mean, no offense to the older ladies out there. That ain't happening ever.
It ain't gonna happen.